I mean, I giggle about it now because I'm like, oh, no wonder I was exhausted and depleted all the time. Oh, I was trying to give what I didn't have. Nothing like crazy magical. There's nothing like woo woo. And those are the things, I get caught up of like, what are other people going to think? I don't want to like disturb the norm right now. Well, I threw that out the window and you helped me get there. By the coaching, provided a trust that I didn't know. I didn't know what I was trusting in, but I trusted you. And I didn't even know what. I couldn't.
Hello, everyone. My name is Renee. Today, our conversation focuses on the journey. So today, I would like to introduce you to Connie Camp. She's a wife and a mother of 4. Welcome, Connie.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, all right. So let's just talk about the word journey. If I were to say, what does journey mean to you? How would you describe that?
So not like the walk, how we're walking through this life. So my journey is how I walk through this life and the choices that I make, just our daily life and how we walk through it and how we choose to walk through it. Not where it's taking us, but how we're choosing to go through it. So ultimately, I would say the catalyst was my oldest of the 4 boys going to college. And that's when I ultimately reached out to you. But we had met a year prior. I didn't know who you were. I saw your pretty little face because you know my husband, but I didn't know you and you didn't know me. And so I saw you, I think that was in October of maybe 2018. And then in August, September of 2019, there was a lot I was preparing. So on my journey, there was a lot of things that were changing for me with getting prepared for my oldest to leave the home. And I remember what the empty nest syndrome looked like for my mom. And it wasn't pretty. It was and kind of afraid that was going to happen to me as well. Or I wanted to make sure that wasn't going to happen to me. But there were a lot of things that were going on in my life that were these little things that I hadn't seen before, but I'm like, I don't know what those things are. I don't know what you call them. I don't know what this feeling is. Now I know we call it intuition and trusting that. I had followed you on Facebook. And so took our oldest off to college. I'm like, I don't know why I'm calling you. I don't know why I'm writing you. I think you have something that I need and I don't know what that is. So I actually I trusted myself and acted upon it, which was huge because, not all of us want to ask for help. We think we're good. I'm good.
Yes.
I'm trying to be the strong mom and watch my kid go away to college. And I just knew that I needed something. And the reality for me was I knew I needed something more. I didn't know what you had. I didn't know what you offered, but I knew I needed you. And so I trusted that. And I knew my husband trusted you. So I was like, Mirror You Wellness, what do you got for me? Because Ruby Red, I think it's supposed to be talking to you. And can I just say, the power of your word and the power of all of our words, how much power there is in it. Oops. Okay, so here I go. This must be important because tears are coming up. So that's when these show up. But in that time frame of us not knowing each other, but you knowing my husband, you saw me and you said something to my husband, not even knowing me. And you could have kept that to yourself, but you said something that was complimentary. He came home and relayed that to me. And I'm like, what? She said, what? And to have this stranger compliment me helped. That was part of the catalyst of like, okay, she sees something in me that I don't know if I see right now. And you had the guts you had the audacity, like, right? Like you had the audacity to go tell my husband something about me. And we oftentimes withhold compliments with each other.
Yes.
And it's really easy to throw out the things that we don't like about people, but you chose to do that. And because of that choice that you made to be kind, to share light, here we are. And so at first, I just want to say thank you for that, because that you opened a door and provided an opportunity that you had no idea we would be sitting here right now.
No idea.
I'm like, I don't know what I need you to coach me for, but I need something. And the exercises that you had me look at my life and put it on paper. So to take it from like, oh, my whole entire life, looking at this timeline and looking at goals that I have, not even knowing if I had any goals. Like you had me answer questions that I didn't even know I was supposed to be answering about myself that would be helpful.
Right.
And so looking back at those things a year later, like, seriously, that was a goal. And I'm raising kids. I'm supposed to be taking care of my family. And like, what do you mean goals? I don't have time. I don't have time for that. You're asking me what I want? Like, you're asking me what I want. So now to actually sit alone in my own space, in my, like, I have to actually think about what, and that was hard. That was really hard. And it sounds selfish. And it was so just like the oxygen mask on an airplane. Like, seriously. In the empty, like, I cannot give what I don't have. And so you helped me see I needed to get myself right so I could give from myself properly. And so answering those goals questions was very difficult at the beginning, because I didn't think there was a space for me to do that in my life,
Right.
because I'm busy. And this is kind of a selfish thing to do right now, because I'm supposed to be taking care of them, not me. I mean, I giggle about it now because I'm like, oh, no wonder I was exhausted and depleted all the time. Oh, I was trying to give what I didn't have. That prompted me to reach out to you, because it provided a trust that I didn't know. I didn't know what I was trusting in, but I trusted you. And I didn't even know what. I couldn't tell you why. So that first meeting, that first session, when you came over, I'm like, do whatever. I don't care. Just do the thing. Like, I know we met and talked for a long time, but you're like, hey, I think you kind of, let's just start with Reiki. And I'm like, I don't know what that is. Sure. Come on over to my house. And I'm like, I just trusted you, but I had no idea. Like, I'd never heard of it before. I'd never had it done. And holy moly, that was, I didn't know what to expect. And it was amazing.
My explanation of Reiki to you, did it make any sense to you prior to getting on the table?
20-something years ago, when my mom had a double mastectomy and breast cancer, Carolyn Mace was huge for her. There was a book that opened up, and it was all about the chakras. And she had given me all of her information, all of those books. So I had this information in front of me, but I kind of didn't know what to do with it. And your explanation was like, oh, that's what that is.
Oh, okay.
I know I'm looking at something, but my relationship with you, you were able to shine a light on it and say it in a different way that made me understand why it was important. Nothing like crazy magical. There's nothing like woo woo. And those are the things, I get caught up of, like, what are other people going to think?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I kind of don't want to, like, disturb the norm right now. Well, I threw that out the window, and you helped me get there. By the coaching, to have that give and take is important in any relationship. And so me having you as a coach is truly a relationship, which is, I think, is what we all crave, that connection with someone. And you have personally provided that for me, as well as Mira, you has provided that for me. And knowing what that looks like.